What's up guys, trust you had a great day. I'll be teaching you all how to create this simple but attractive church flyer using pixellab on your mobile phone. If you are new to my YouTube channel, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so we'll grow this community together, and this will also encourage me to create more amazing contents like this. All lesson files such as fonts, icons, backgrounds, etc. are actually in a link in the description box for you to download and feel free to use. So without further ado, let's begin this tutorial. So this tutorial is going to be done using pixellab, like I said earlier. So if you have not gotten your pixellab, it's a very lightweight software or lightweight application on your mobile phone. The date is just 28 MB. You can head straight to Play Store and download yours now to follow along with this tutorial. So I'm just going to open my pixellab right away. So when you are in pixellab, this is the interface you expect to see, and in a minute we are going to change this interface to something we can work with, and I'm doing that I'll be doing that by importing my background. So I'm just going to click on this plus icon over here and choose from gallery, and I have a folder containing all these works or all the resources I'm going to use for this design. And like I said, I'm going to actually leave it in the description box for you to actually download and use for yourself. So the first thing I'm going to do is to import the background. So I'm going to use this background here, this particular one over here. Yes, and then I'm going to scale it by dragging over it nicely like this. Then the first thing I want to do is to actually make sure this is aligned properly. If you have been following my tutorials, you would have noticed that I'm actually a big fan of proper alignment, ensuring proper alignment across all axes. So I'm just going to click on this relative position and make sure it's aligned horizontally center and vertically center. Then I'm going to click on this checker here. Then the next thing I want to do is actually I'm going to lock this image because I wouldn't want my background to be moving. You can see I don't want it to move across the screen when I'm working, so I'm just going to lock it. You can see. So I'm going to click on this layer. It's just like Photoshop. If you have been following my Photoshop tutorials too, you will notice that it's just like Photoshop. Pixellab is more like Photoshop because of this layer grid that we have over here. It's just like you can hide a layer, you can lock a layer, there are a lot of things, nice stuff you can do with it. So the next thing I want to do is to bring in the logo for this design. So as usual, anytime you want to import any document into your workspace, you can do that with this plus icon here. And there's also another way. You can click on this menu, and you will see use image from camera. You can also see use image from gallery. There are a lot of options you can play with to get what you want. Alright, so what I'm going to do is to click on this plus icon because it's easier for me, and click on from gallery. Then I'm going to pick the logo of this church, RCCG logo. Alright, and I'm going to click on this. So what I want to do is to actually manually set my adjustments property to this. I'm going to come over here and give it a relative size of just 5%. 5% is okay. 5%. Alright, and that's width and height, both width and height, as you can see here, 5%. And I'm going to click on the checker box like this. Then I'm going to go to relative position and use this to move it to the right, as you can see on the screen. Then I'm going to click on the checker box again. Sorry, the checker. Why do I keep saying checker box? On the checker. Alright. Then I'm going to click on position, property, and you can see move by 6 pixels. So I'm just going to move it by 6 pixels from the edge. That's away from the edge, both right and top. So I'm just going to click on this to move this, let's say 6 pixels away from the edge, and 6 pixels downward. Let me still make it 6 more pixels downwards and 6 more pixels away from the edge. Something like this is okay. Alright, so the next thing I would love to do, or I want to do, is to lock the layer so it doesn't move too. So this should be like a good practice of designing anytime you are designing, especially on using a pixellab. Because of the restriction of the interface, we don't really have much space to cover like in Photoshop. So you want to actually lock down elements of your design so you don't get your elements moving randomly across the screen and the rest like that and getting away from their original position. So that's by the way. And I'm going to bring in my text now. And how do I do that? I'm just going to click on this plus icon again and click on text. Then I'm just going to drag this man over here and double click on it like that. And then I'm going to type his banners with an hyphen, his banners parish. Alright, then I'm just going to okay this. Okay, what I want to do is to align this to the right. Align this text to the right first of all. Align to the right. You can see right alignment. Okay, and I want to set it to a size of, okay, first of all let me give it a font size, a font family rather. So how do I do that? I will do that by going to, you can see A, then I will navigate through, or I will move through this menu options we have here, and I'm going to select AB fonts, fonts AB fonts. Alright, then I'm going to look for cast screen, CAST, cast screen. Okay, like this, and I'm going to okay it. Alright, don't worry about getting these fonts. I'm going to drop the fonts for you guys to use to actually add to your pixellab project. So anytime you want to work with it, you can actually use it. And I'm going to set the size to 8, and I'm going to set a spacing of 20. So let's start with the size, the text size. So I'm just going to scroll through till I find the text size. I'm going to set it to 8. 8 like this. Alright, okay, and I'm going to set the spacing. This is the spacing. Where is Mr. Spacing? Okay, I'm going to set the spacing to 20. 20 will do just fine. Alright, like this, 20. Okay, so I would love to move this straight up close to the logo. So I'm just going to look for the relative position attributes, property, and I'm going to click on this, the arrow pointing up like this. Then I'm just going to click on the arrow pointing right like this. Okay, easy peasy. Then I'm going to click on the position, move by 6 pixels also. You can increase it, you can make it 8 pixels. You can just play with it. Then I'm going to use my arrow, my right arrow, to move this by 8 pixels left and to the right, okay, or let's say downwards. I'm going to move it still like this, and let's now take it to 1 pixel. So I'm just going to make sure it's aligned properly. Okay, I'm just going to still move it a bit, then towards the right, and I think there we have it. This is okay. So if you notice, it's not properly aligned. So this is because there are spaces around the text. So I'm just going to make sure that there's no space around the text. I'm going to clear the space around the text. You can see like this white space here. I'm going to take it off like this, and tap OK, and you can see it's properly fitting nicely. So like I said, the best practice to work with when designing Pixellab is to lock down the text. So I'm going to head over to this layer and lock down this text like this properly. Alright, that's by the way. Now the next thing I want to do is to bring in the next text for this design, which is invite you to. So as usual, I'm going to click on text. I'm just going to double click on it, sorry about that, and type invite you to. Okay, invite you to. Okay, like this. And I'm going to use a very funny font with a very funny name. Let me go to my fonts section, which is this. Alright, so I'm going to search for Allegra Sans SC Regular. Yeah, very weird name. And I'm just going to tap on it like this. It's actually a nice font. And I'm going to click on OK. And here we have it. I'm just going to set the size to 15. Set the size to 15. Okay, like this. So you can see how I'm playing with the size like this, with the plus and the minus to add and reduce. So 15, and I'm just going to tap on the check. Alright, then I'm going to make sure the spacing is set to 100. Yes, 100. Okay, now I'm going to make sure this is properly positioned well. I'm going to scroll to my where is it again? Position. I'm going to scroll to my position, which is this. I'm going to take it upwards like this. Sorry, like this. Okay, so I'm going to move. You can also move it like this. You can move it like this with just your mouse. I don't know what they call it on mobile phone. You can move it like this. Then I guess I would love it to be at this point here, just a little bit away from the thunder strike. Okay, then I'm going to set the position, the relative position to center. You can see this middle icon we have here. Then I'm going to tap on check. Okay, I'm going to lock this down again. So I'll leave it as default, the default color, which is white. So you can see we are already building something. We are building something just less than how many minutes. And trust me, it's a very wonderful experience if you know what you're doing. If you actually know what you're doing. So one of these days, I'm just going to make, I think I will dedicate a tutorial to building backgrounds. But I actually intend to make 10 tutorials on 10 powerful flyer designs using Pixellab. So I'm going to make sure I create 10 different, or even more than 10. I'll try to make sure I create more than 15 cool backgrounds for church flyers. So anytime you're faced with any situation, you want to use a church flyer for yourself, or want to create for your church or something like that, you can just pick from those 15, and before you know, you can play with the colors, and there you have it. Everything is good and ready to roll. Okay, so enough talk. Let's commence, or let's continue from where we stopped. So I'm going to bring in the next test, which is rain. Test rain. I'm going to drag this nigga over here. Sorry about that. I'm going to double click on this and move this, and using uppercase, I'm just going to type rain, and OK. You can see it. Then I'm going to make a few changes to it, as we have been saying. And the first changes I'm going to do is the first change I'm going to effect is to change the font family. Very, very important. So I'm just going to change the font family to Allura. Let me type it out to see Allura. I'm going to type it out on my font here. Okay, let me just scroll down here. I can't see a search. Okay, I'm looking for Allura. Okay, here we have it, Allura Regular. Very nice font with a very nice name. And I don't think this is all we should be looking for. because this is not what I actually. Okay, let me click on OK first. I'm going to change the text to rain like this and click on OK, and wow, that's it. Most of these very fancy fonts, most of these fonts won't look good with uppercase. So most times I love to just make the first text uppercase, then the rest of the text will just be lowercase. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is to make few enhancements to it, which is to change the color like this. So I have a color which is this color here, you can see it, so I'm just going to tap on it. But if you're interested in getting the color code, this is how the color code is, or this is what the color code is. You can see F5D7DF, F5D7DF. Alright, so I'm just going to tap OK. You can just come here and type. You can type you can actually pick the color, or you can type it out here. You can see, you can type the S code over here, F5D7DF, and it's just going to bring out the same color I used. As simple as that. So I'm just going to tap OK and tap on this checker here. Then the next thing I want to do is to increase the font size. I'm going to set the font size to let's see, 151. Yeah, 151 like this, and I'm going to click on OK. And the next thing I want to do is to position this like to this point over here. Yeah, so this point over here. Alright, okay, then I'll make sure it's actually aligned properly, horizontally and vertically. I guess no, this time it's vertically, so I'm just going to click on this, and you can see it's properly aligned. Alright, so this is it, and I feel I think I have the need to just move it down a little bit to this point over here. Alright, so with time, I don't know, maybe we're not done with the flyer yet, but we'll still adjust things as we build the flyer. Alright, so I'll make sure it's still set to proper alignment vertically and horizontally. Okay, so I'm going to click on this now, and what I really want to do is to I would like to lock down the text too, because I won't want it to move. I won't risk it moving about. Okay, so now you can see this way it's not going to move. All this text here and I'm not going to move anywhere. And what I'm going to do next is to type in power. Alright, so I'm going to type test. I'm going to click on test, double tap on this, and I'm just going to type all in uppercase this time, P, and I'm going to omit the 0. You can see the portion for the 0, so I'm just going to type a blank by hitting my space bar just once. Then I'm going to type the WER. So I'm doing this deliberately. Yeah, it's not a mistake. So this is because I want to fit in an icon there, a power icon, to further illustrate that okay, this is what we're talking about. Understand? Okay, so this is fine. So what I'm going to do next is to set a text to it. Set a text, a font family to it, which is this. I'm just going to head over to where I've been going ever since, which is the fonts. Then I'm going to type Akaju demo. Very, very funny name, Akaju demo, and this is it. Okay. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to I don't know. Let's see. I would love to play with a few things. I would love to play with the spacing. I would love to also play with the emboss. So I'm just going to head over to the emboss to just give it, kind of glossy feel. Like I'm just going to manipulate it a bit. You'll see in a moment. Alright, so I'm just going to tap on the emboss. You can see, then you'll see enabled. Right now it's disabled, so I'm just going to enable it. And so now we have the light angle of 90 degrees. I'm going to leave it at 90 degrees for now. 90 degrees is going to do just fine. Then I'm going to set the intensity to, let's say I'll just reduce the intensity a bit, then give it a little bit of ambience light. Let me zoom into it so you can see what we're actually doing. So you can see, look at, I'm going to give it ambient light of 64. Reduce the hardness. You can see, you can just play with it, so you can see the bevel. You can see once I touch the sliders, it's going to change. So I'll just take the bevel to 70. Yeah, 70 is going to be okay. And you can play with it. It's your choice. It's your choice actually. So I'm just going to tap OK. All right. So now this is the time to set the size to what I want. So I want a 4% size like this. A 4% size like this. Let me reduce it. Okay, a 4% size. I guess 4% is now becoming too small, so I'm sorry about that. Let's leave it as 25. I guess I made okay, sorry, 30 will be okay. 30 will be okay. I'm sorry about that. I was just wondering what was I even doing there? Guys, sorry about all that. I'm just trying to make sure I replicate exactly what you saw in the thumbnail, so don't mind me. All right, so I want to bring in the icon, so I'm just going to double tap on this again, so to make sure that there's more space for the icon to fit in like this. Okay, let's see. I guess this is okay. I guess the text can still fit in like this, and I don't know, let's see, make sure there's more space again like this. Okay, let's see. Okay, now this is better. So at this point I'm just going to use my position and then move this to this point over here by 6 pixels. Then I'm just going to reduce it by 1 pixels and just move it to the left, then move it downwards a bit, like, yeah, to this point actually. Okay, so there we have it. Perfecto. Yeah, so I'm just going to lock this down straight up. So right now I want to bring in my beloved icon in whom I'm well pleased. All right, so from gallery as usual, then I'm going to select this power icon we have over here. Here it is, power overlay. All right, so I'm just going to just adjust this like this. You can see, I trust you guys are following along. Okay, right to this point. Okay, then I'm just going to tap on the check, and here we have it. I'm going to set the icon to 4%. 4%. See, sizing is very important. Sizing is very important when you are designing. Very, very much important, because you want a situation where you have elements or text on your design looking awfully big and rest out of place. It's not going to give your design this depth, this attractiveness. And don't mind me, I'm preaching. I guess that should be the word. All right, so I'm just going to scale this down to 4%. All right, so this was what I was supposed to scale to 4%, not the power. I ended up scaling the power to 4%. Don't mind me. All right, so I'm going to click on the relative position and move this to the center like this, and move this like this. All right, so you know why I want to, okay, let me just take this up like this. So I'll use my position tool to actually position this better. How am I going back to relative position? Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so I'm going to move this by 6 pixels again, to the left, right. It's just like I'm playing a video game with my phone. You understand? It's just very easy stuff. All right, so this is it. Okay, so there we have our test. I'm just going to select it one more time, then make sure I move this by, let's say, 1 pixel, so it's going to be properly positioned well. Okay, like this. Okay, So I don't think there's that much space for this to breathe in. I don't know if you guys are seeing what I'm saying. So I think at this point I'm still going to add another space. Understand? I'm just going to add another space to the power like this. Okay, making the fourth space. If you are following along, all right, I'm just going to tap on OK. This is it. Then I'm still going to use the move tool, my move tool actually. So where is it again? I guess this is this. I'm going to shift it by 6 pixels to this point here. All right, then just adjust it like this. Let's see, like this. Then move it downwards a bit. Okay. All right. Now this is better. Now there'll be more room for our icon to fit in. So I'm just going to lock this down. Then select the icon itself like this. Then I'll make sure I'm going to come to this icon over here and see this one over here in the center, this hexagonal icon, and I'm going to click on the position, then just move it by a pixel, just 1 pixel to the left, then move it downwards a bit like this. Okay, yes, perfecto. All right, so we're just going to play with it a bit. So I'm going to select the layer like this by clicking on this layer here and select it, and I'm just going to come to the emboss, just like we did with the power. We should replicate same thing with the icon too. So here we have it in the emboss. I'm just going to enable it like this. Then this time I'm not just going to be doing, I will not be doing much on it. I'll just reduce the intensity a bit, and reduce the ambient light, specular hardness, let's leave it at this point, and the bevel at this point too, like this. So it's just going to shine a bit. Let me add some ambient light. Okay, I know you might not be noticing any changes, but there's actually something going on in the background. So I'm just going to tap on this, check here, and this is okay. If you zoom into it, this is okay. You know, this is not Photoshop that you can actually hold down Ctrl++ to zoom in, you understand? So I'll just have to zoom in into it while editing the video. I hope you understand. So that's just one of the few restrictions we have with pixellab. You know, while working with your PC, there's, you know, there are a lot of leverage, and there's a lot of you know, a lot of things you can actually do. There's also a lot of working space too, understand? Unlike when you're working with your mobile phone, but nevertheless, it's still good to have both experience. So all right, so the next test I want to bring is you can see we are building something. So it's Vanna's Parish invites you to power in this Sunday. So the next test I'm going to bring is this Sunday. I'm going to type rather is this, that's T. I'm going to double tap on this, and I'm just going to leave it as this, like this. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm going to be rushing this, so I don't want it to be too long. And I'm going to what am I going to do next? I'm going to set the font family. That's, I'm going to go to A icon over here, then look for the fonts with the AV icon on top. All right, then I'm going to set the font family to Allura. So I guess Allura is over here. Let's scroll. I guess this is it, Allura. Or let's check this one. And let me check the other fonts, my other fonts for Allura. There should be something I can use. Let me type it. Allura. Okay, it's not there. So I'm just going to search for it. Okay, I guess the font is not Allura, it's Eutemia. EUT. Okay, like this. Alright, so this is what I used. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to tap OK, and this is it. I'm going to set the font size to let's see, to 22. Font size to 22. All right, what is that font size now? Okay, 22, and this is it. Perfect. I'm going to change the color to this color we have over here, the one we used for the powering. or let me just type in the code so you guys can see for yourself. So I'm just going to click on this biro, this stuff that look like a biro or a pen, I don't know, whatever. Okay, so I'm just going to type in F5, so you can see for yourself D7 and DF, and tap on OK. Alright, so that's the color. It's very weird color, I guess. I don't know. So that's it. Okay, so I'm just going to set these two to the center horizontally. Nice. Alright, then I'm going to shift this upward a bit, or I guess let's just leave it for now. Let's see, this is going to be okay for now. Let's just leave it, because I only want the whole text to be, clustered, together. Alright, I'm going to type in Sunday. Type in Sunday now. That's moving forward. Sunday. Okay, so for Sunday, I'm going to be using this font family of Allegria Sans SC. Allegria Sans SC. So this is it. I guess we have it here in our default fonts family. So we have Allegria. Okay, so yeah, that's it. This one, Allegria, blah blah blah. Alright, so this is for Sunday. And I did something. I make sure the other text was lowercase, I suppose. Let's try that out. Sunday. Okay, this is what this is what I did. Okay, now I'm going to set the size. Yeah, I'm going to set the size to 25. Okay. All right, then I would love to actually play with the spacing. I want to play with the spacing, so it's going to look a little bit it's going to make sense. Okay, so I'm going to click on spacing and set this to something like this. All right, something like this. Okay, so guys, I would love to add more spacing to this text to give it more more emphasis. Yeah, that's the word. So I'm going to add a space of, let's say, 20 more, which is going to give us 60. All right, or 19 more. Okay, so I'm just going to tap this checker right here. Okay, the next thing I want to do is to change the color to our theme color, our primary color, which is this. I'm going to change the color to this man over here, like this. Okay, and I'm going to set this. I'm just going to set this to I'm going to use my relative position to set this to the center. I'm coming. Let me check something. I want to check the spacing, whether it actually added the spacing. Okay, it did. All right, because to me, I felt it didn't add anything, because it was the addition wasn't really looking obvious to me. So I'm just going to make sure the spacing was affected. All right, so I guess it did. Okay, so this Sunday, then I don't know, our text has shifted. That's because we didn't lock it. See why I always emphasize we should lock down our text, so it will start moving up and down. All right, so I'm just going to use the position here to move this by 1 pixel to the right, like this. Okay, at this point. Okay, so we have our text where we want it to be again. So this time I'm going to lock it down. I'm going to make sure I lock like almost everything down. Yeah, I won't make a mistake again. So I'm going to lock this down too, this layer. Then I'm going to lock the Sunday too down. So when I want to change it, sorry about that. When I want to change things, I will just unlock them and work with it. So this way our stuff will be safe. All right. And next thing I want to do is to bring in the address of the church. Okay, I'm just going to copy and paste to save time. Paste. All right, so this is it. Okay, so here we have it, big and ugly, but we're going to edit this straight up. For the text, I'm going to be using a font family a different font family, different from what I've been using before. I'm going to set the font family to Roboto condensed or Roboto flatboard, something like that. I guess that's the name. Okay, Roboto slab. So I'm just going to set it to this. Okay, so this is better. Then I'm going to make sure this is aligned to the center like this. Okay, you can see align center. All right. Then I'm still going to make sure I reduce the font size because this is way too big. I'm going to take the font size, scale it down to let's check what we have here. I'm going to scale it down to 13. 13 should do just fine. 13. All right, so there we have it. So this is it. Sorry about that. So okay. One more thing, if you want to undo what you have done, you can just click on this arrow here facing back. You can see, but actually this is what I would have done. So I just want it to occupy 2 lines like this. You can see, just like this. So I'm just going to spread it over. Then I'm going to make sure the spacing is at let's say at 12. Spacing is at 12. Let's see. All right, so this is better. Then I'm going to make sure this is aligned properly horizontally. Okay, so I'm going to come to a relative position and click on this. Proper alignment is best for business. Okay, so I'm just going to do I have the need to move it down a bit? Let me just push it down a bit. Okay, by 6 pixels. 6 pixels is okay. Now, wow. So our flyer is coming to life. It's looking beautiful, as you can see on your screen. Very easy, very easy. So the next thing I'm going to do is not to make the mistake I've made before. I'm going to lock down this. All right, and I'm going to bring in the next test, which is an undo. Nice. Then I'm going to double tap on this or double click on this and type in art, just like this. Okay, so I'm just going to do little formatting to this. The text size, I'm going to take it to 25 like this. Okay, I'm going to set the color. I guess I haven't worked with this color before, which is this. So let me read the color code for you. The color code is F5-4E4E, F5-4E4E, and this is the RGB code 255-245-7878. So if you just impute exactly the same code in this part we have here, you get the same color I'm using. So I'm just going to tap on OK, and we have it at that point we needed it. All right, I'm just going to use my move tool to move this. That's my position tool to just move this to this point we have here. I don't know, I keep missing that position tool. All right, I'm just going to move it upwards by 6 pixels like this. Then I'm going to move it towards left by another 6 pixels continuously like this. All right, let's see what we have. Okay, fine, this is better, this is perfect. So finally, the last part of our flyer, what I want to do is to bring in the man of God. Like, it's the most important piece of this flyer. Don't worry about getting the image, you're still going to get access to this image. I've taken the pains to remove the background, so we just have our plain image like this without a background. So this is going to save us the whole process of trying to extract and rest, wasting more of our precious time. So I'm just going to pick the parts I want, which is obviously the entire part like this. Then I'm just going to click on this tick, and here we have him. Now I so much love this man of God. Can see his smile. Looks like it looks perfect for our flyer. All right, so now the next thing I want to do is to resize. So I'm just going to click on this hexagonal icon here, then click on relative size. We haven't worked with that before, so for the relative size I'm just going to use 49, like to this point, 49. Then I'm going to tap on this. Okay, so I'm going to bring him over here like to this point we have here, like, well, wow, very perfect. So make sure it's aligned properly with using the position. So then I'm going to click on the layer itself and lock it down. I'm going to lock the art tool down. All right, so it can't move. So you can see our flyer is coming to life, like in just few steps, and we are done. As you can see. So I'm just going to shift my daddy's picture a bit downwards because it's too close to the. You can see it's too close to the location of the church. That's the address. I'm just going to move it by 6 pixels, just by 6 pixels downward, like this at this point. Now this is perfect. All right, so I'm going to make sure I lock it down again. All right. So the next thing I want to do is to type in his name. And I'll do that by clicking on this plus icon, and I'm going to type test. I'm going to double click on this as usual. I'm just going to type in PST pastor. All right, then enter E.A. That's Enoch Adejare Adeboye. Okay, then I'm just going to type in GO. That's General Overseer RCCG nationwide. I'm not going to type that because it's going to be too long. So okay. So most times, to me, the fewer the details and the lesser the text, the more attractive the flyer can be. That's to me. Then okay, I'm just going to do a little styling to this. I'm going to give it a font family of. I'm just going to come over to this section. Give it a font family of let's check. Let's see for ourselves. Roboto regular. Let's look for it. So I guess it comes by default with pixellab. So this is it, Roboto regular. So I'm just going to tap on OK, and then I'm going to reduce the font size. I reduce the font size. Then I'm also going to make sure I set the size, the style to bold also. Okay. So first of all, let's reduce the font size. So I'm just going to reduce the font size like this, and I didn't get the font size for this. Let me grab the font size that I used in the original design. So I'm going to save changes. All right, saving done. Okay, so I use the font size of 12. All right, so I'm just going to scale it down to 12 like this. Okay, so I'm just going to move this to this point over here, like this. Okay, at this point over here. So positioning is also very important. And I'm going to change the color for the general overseer, that's the GORCCG, to this. You can see I just moved my selector to this point, the last part where I actually want to change. I'm going to change this to this color we have over here. I've already given the hexadecimal code for it. Okay, so I'm just going to tap on this, the checker, and I'm going to make sure this is aligned properly. So I'm just going to come to align. I'll look for align. All right, then I'm going to make sure this is aligned to the center. Okay, nice. All right, so one more thing. I would love to actually bring in an arrow pointing to him. So okay, everybody knows, the viewers know that okay, this is Pastor here. They will, because some people will just feel that maybe it's a random test. Understand? So I have to actually indicate that this is who we are referring to. The name tag is for him. Okay, so we have not worked with shapes before, so I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to look for shape. First of all, let me lock this down. Okay, so I'm just going to come over here to this part we have here. That's to the hexagonal. Sorry about that. To the hexagonal. Yeah, hexagonal. I've been seeing this before. I don't know. Hexagonal icon we have here. Then I'm going to tap on shapes. All right. This is not the shape I'm looking for, so I'm just going to click on that drop down there, and I'm going to select the triangle. Yeah, the triangle. This is the one I want. Okay, I'm going to set the color. I'm sorry about that, not the opacity. I'm looking for the color. Don't mind me. Okay, I don't seem to get the color, so let me edit. Okay, this is the color, so I'm just going to set the color to this. You can see you can also set a stroke width and opacity and a lot of stuff, the edges too. You can set the edges, but we'll not be needing that, so I'm just going to set this to this color we have here, and I'm just going to tap this. All right, so what I want to do, or what I need to do actually, is to make sure I rotate this to this point like this. Yeah, it's not okay. Perfect. Now rotate it to this point. Then I'm just going to reduce the size. I'm going to reduce the relative size. I'm just going to use a size of 2%. Let's see how that works. So this is 2% size. Okay, I'm going to use my position tool to position this. I'm just going to move it downwards like this. Let me actually increase the pixels. Okay, like this. Then I'm going to move it to this point. Yes, perfect. And I'm going to reduce this now to 3 pixels, so I can move it by 3 pixels and move it down a bit like this at this point. Okay, so now the next thing I want to do is actually I'm going to copy this. You can see, so this is the duplicate copy. It's over here, very small, very minute. I won't want to use my mouse to drag it over, or I don't want to use my hand, my touch, to drag it over. So what I'll just do is to click on this relative position, and I'm going to take it to the center like this, bring it down, okay, like this. So at this point, so from here we can use the position to actually move it to where we want. So I'm going to take this to move by 20 pixels, and I'm just going to take it up like this at this point. Then I'm going to move it right, okay, like this at this point. So you can see, very accurate and very easy. Then I'm just going to reduce it, then move it to this point like this, then move it to the left, and voila, yeah, there we have it. Very easy, so easy. So now this is it. So I'm just going to lock this down so it doesn't move. Lock this down because these two shapes can actually give somebody a headache. Okay, so I'm just going to unlock this and move this text towards the arrow. So I'm just going to click on the A icon, click on the position, and just move it 6 pixels to the left, like to this point over here, and that's it. Okay, so this is cool. Now the last thing I'm going to do now, I can see our flyer is fully ready, and this is beautiful to me. Yeah, to me, because this is actually my creativity 100%, and I feel it's beautiful. So I don't need to be told it's actually beautiful, and I hope you actually see it's beautiful. All right, I'm going to bring in a rectangle. That's say I'm still going to go to shapes again. So let me make sure I lock all these down. Make sure all these are down, are locked, so it doesn't move. All right, they're locked. So I'm just going to head over to my shape, which is this hexagonal icon we have here. Click on shapes. Now this time I need the rectangle. Yeah, I really need the rectangle. Okay, so I'm just going to make few adjustments to it. I'm going to set the I'm looking for the part where I can set the size. Okay, so I'm just going to click on this first of all. Then relative size. Yeah, that's it. So I'm going to set the width to 106%, like this. 106. Don't worry, it's going to look nice in a bit. 106. I guess the highest is 100%. So I'm just going to move this, reduce the height now. I'm going to reduce the height to 5%. Okay, 5%. Then this it's moving uniformly. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to drag it myself. I'm sorry about that. I thought I could get the exact stuff for it. I don't know, it's trying to play some tricks on me, but it doesn't know that I'm up to the game. Okay, so this is it. So I'm still going to adjust it like this to this point. Okay, so there we have it. So like this we do just fine. So I think let me reduce. I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm sorry about that. So I'm just going to close this. So I'm going to start afresh. Alright, sorry about that, guys. So I'm just going to increase the width like this. That is manually. I always love to use the controls because it's much more better for me. You can see this is giving me a hard time. Finally. Okay, this is it. Thank God for this. Okay, so I'm just going to use the position to move this down because I don't want to get it angry again, so it won't get mad at me. Alright, so I'm just going to move it at this point. Yeah, I think like this. Yes, like this is okay. So at this point, I'm just going to move it by 3 pixels so I can take it up on 3 pixels. Alright, and let's say 2 pixels. Let me just adjust it a bit like this. Okay, so this is nice. I'm going to click on this, and what I want to do is to lock this down. Okay, but before I do that, I'm just going to set the relative position to center. Alright, center alignment, and I'm going to tap on this. Then finally, what I want to do is to change the color. So I'm just going to edit this. What's going on? I just want to cancel the current operation. Yes. What's going on? Sorry about that. Oh my pixellab is beginning to get on my nerves. So I guess I'll change the color like this. Alright, this is better. I'm changing the color this way because going through the other way will demand that I will have to go through that rigorous process of trying to fit this rectangle to this particular position we want, and I won't want to go through that rigorous process. So I'm just going to click on this color. This is the color we want, this color, yes, and I'm going to lock this man down straight up. I'm going to lock him down. It's gotten me annoyed, it's gotten me angry. Alright, so there we have it. So this is it. This is amazing. So for the last part, that's still part of the final process, I'm just going to bring in my test tool, and I'm going to type. I'm just going to type here. So I'm going to clear this up and type Jesus Christ. Let me type in everything in uppercase. I'm just going to type everything in uppercase. Jesus Christ, the same yesterday and comma today, and no, I don't think there will be a comma for the and forever. So the and is going to be this, and forever is a popular scripture for those of you that know your scriptures. So this is going to be Hebrews chapter 13 verse 8, and I'm just going to close this down. Okay, I'm going to tap on okay. So this is it, very big and ugly. So what I want to do actually is to set the font size to this. Let's try this. I'm coming. Sorry about that. Text size, I'm going to set it to 24. Okay, 24. So I actually want it on a straight line. So what I'm going to do is to drag it like this to this point, straight on a straight line like this. Okay, so before that, what I want to do is to change the font family. I'm just going to try Roboto regular again. Let's see. I actually forgot the font I used for this originally, so we'll just play with some fonts here. So we're going to do this together. So Roboto regular, and I'm going to click on this. Okay, so what I want to do, sorry about that, my throat is parched. What I want to do actually is to still reduce the font size again. Still reduce the font size. Where is the font size? Alright, so this is it. I'm going to reduce the font size and take this up to this point here. You can see, and bring it here. I'm still going to reduce the font size again. Don't mind me. Okay, then I'm going to change the color so we can see what we're actually doing. I'm going to use this color we have here. Then let's see what's going to be. The color is the color code is 0040. Then we have E17. So let's see if it works. So I don't know, it's not working. I don't know why it's not working. So what I'm just going to do is to click on this color picker, then click on the background itself and select this dark part. You can see, I'm going to select this dark part and tap on this. Alright, so there we have it, and I'm going to OK straight up. So this is it. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to tap on this. All right. I'm going to set a spacing to this text. I'm going to set a spacing to 24. All right, like this. 24. So this is it. So it's not really looking good at this point. So I'm still going to, like I said, I'm still going to change the font size. So it's going to fit in. So now where's the font size? Come, let me change this. All right, at this point. So don't mind me, I'm just having fun here with myself, talking to myself. Okay, so let's say font size 12. Okay, then I'm going to set the relative position to center, and wow, there we have it. Perfect. So finally I'm just going to lock this layer down so it doesn't move, and there we have it. Very simple, very straightforward. So it's not about learning this, you understand? It's not about trying to do exactly the same way I did. It's all about trying to be creative in your own way. So that's why this tutorial is there for you to just guide you. It's not for you to okay, Victor did this, I'm just going to do this exactly. If he set 12 pixels to his text, I'm going to make mine 12. No, you can actually play with the fonts varieties you have, play with the font size, the spacing, color, bevel, and the rest like that. The more you play with them, the more you get familiar with all these concepts. And it's going to be very easy, very much easy. So finally I'm just going to make few adjustments. You can see the art and the balance parity is closer to the logo. I don't know, okay, maybe it might be me, it might be from my end. While trying to open the project again, there was a part I actually cut the video to check a text size. So I guess that's the point where all this happened. So I'm just going to move this Isbanas Parish. All right, I'm going to move this Isbanas Parish to the right a bit. Okay, to this point. This is it, perfect. So I'm just going to lock it down again. So where is it safe? So I'm just going to lock it down. All right, so there we have it. So this is better, and this is perfect. This is perfect. And this will be the end of it for today. I actually had a lot of fun while teaching this, because teaching on a mobile phone, it's to me, I think it's easier and it's faster than teaching with my PC. I just noticed it, so that's why I'm still having much fun here, and it's less stressful for me. So guys, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can see I'm really putting in a lot of work to making sure you guys get the best design, the latest trend on ICT. For those of you that follows me on Instagram, then for those of you that also follow me on my YouTube channel too, you can see I always bring the latest. I always bring the latest on ICT, on graphics, on designs, on like whatever. So I've been getting a lot of suggestions, getting a lot of requests also, saying please I want you to help me create a flyer on do the tutorial on this, and making a flyer on Pixellab, making a flyer on Canva, making a flyer on this and that. But most of them are from mobile phone. So I decided to actually do a tutorial on a mobile phone for the mobile phone guys, because guys, this is the first mobile phone tutorial on my channel, and more of it I promise is going to come for mobile phone graphic designers. Because it will not be as if it's kind of a segregation just for the PC guys. So I'm still going to make sure it's balanced, you understand? So do make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel to get more of these videos, because I'll be releasing updates very soon, like on a steady. So guys, thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share with your friends. Let them see this, like let them get to know this, understand? Let them have this idea, introduce them to this community. We are doing good here, and this place is actually a very nice place for you to grow. This channel is a nice channel for you to grow, to build yourself also. And don't forget, if you have any question, leave it in the comment box for me, and I'm going to answer all of them straight up. Then Finally, if you want me to make a video on anything, maybe a problem you are facing actually, maybe you want me to do something for you, do make sure you just send me a message or send me an email. My email is actually on the description box too. It's in the description box for you to check. Send me an email, or you can even type it out in the comment box on the YouTube section, and I'm going to respond to it. So guys, thank you for watching. I love you all. See you in my next video. Bye.